Hey y'all, how you guys doing? How y'all mom and them? Today we are going to be doing something a little bit rebellious and a little bit controversial, but it's something that's been done for thousands of years by many, many cultures, including our local Amish brethren up in here. Today we're going to be doing water bathing meat. You guys have heard about meal prepping? Well, we are prepping a meal for 5 months ahead. So this is going to happen in October. So we are prepping right now today. We're in May. Meal prep 5 months ahead.
Should we tell them? Okay, so we are big Sugar Skull girls, and we decided we're going to have a Day of the Dead feast. So this is going to be our, main course, basically. So we're super excited about it. And this is something very close to our heart. This is something very important to us, and we want to make sure we honor it.
Yes, this is our friend and our buddy, and the first harvest from our homestead.
Our very
So
first one.
we are going to have a beautiful, magical feast, and we are meal prepping for that today. Now, if you guys are new to canning, I suggest you do some research. There's lots of different ways to do it. There's lots of information out there, and I will say the FDA does not necessarily approve of this particular method, especially when it comes to meat, and that's because meat is a low acid type device, and therefore it's breeding ground for ugly, ugly things like E. coli. However, when you're doing some more research, you're going to find out that for the most part, like 90% of the E. coli cases are Botox related and not canning food
It's
related.
something to go with that of safety, of make sure you research, because this can also be dangerous. Water isn't, but when you're getting into pressure cooking and all that, that can be very dangerous. So make sure you just research about that and not jump straight into that also, because it really can be dangerous. Stuff, things can explode, it's not cute.
And you're dealing with high temperatures, boiling temperatures for long periods of time. A lot of people will do this outside over a fire or even over a propane grill setup. This is very smart to wait until the winter time when you need to warm up your house if you're going to do it inside. So essentially, you're going to be packing your meat into a sterilized glass jar, covering it with liquid of your choice, completely covered. You want to make sure you leave at least an inch of headspace at the top because it's going to expand. Make sure you have a clean sealing lid. You do a finger tightening. You're going to put it in a big old tall jar or a big old tall pot, and make sure you have at least a good inch or two of water over the sealed lid there.
Completely submerged.
Yep. So what's going to happen is the boiling water is going to heat things up in the inside of the jar. Your food is going to be boiling and essentially kind of cooking a little bit in that jar. And then when you take it out, some magic happens, vacuum seal. It's called water bathing or cold packing. So look into both because it's used interchangeably depending on where you're at. We highly suggest using proper tools with everything that you do.
Make your life easier.
Make your life easier. And this is a really great investment, and they're only a few bucks. So,
and it's great.
Get one. And we sterilize this guy in the dishwasher. So you can do that too, or your own favorite sterilization method. So all you're going to need is salt if you want it, stock or bone broth if you want it, or water, depending on what you want to do. We pretty much make and can our own. Now, this is stock.
Yes.
This is distinctly different than bone broth, which we also make and can, but stock is where we kind of leave, like, the cartilage and some meat, like some skin. It's basically like food, whereas with bone broth, you really want to strip out those things just so you're focusing on the bones, but this is more for, big, thick, fatty, luscious stock for cooking. So there's a difference with that, but we're going to be using our own. It came from the same bird.
Because we believe in using the whole animal. We believe in completely respecting and all of that. So this is special.
And when we're ready to make this meal, what we're going to do is just walk right into the pantry. and we're going to get our canned chicken. We're also going to be getting our cream of whatever mix. We do have a video on this, so look that up. It's just 30 seconds, cream of whatever soup mix, and dump them in a pot, boom. And then we're basically going to have a crustless chicken pot pie type situation. So,
Our new meal.
yeah. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and switch the camera angles and show you guys how to do this. Okay, so we are ready to go. All we're going to do is take our chicken. This has been cleaned and chopped up and drained, and we are just going to pack it right here in our clean and sterilized jar. Now we're going to add our vegetables. All right, this is perfect. Look,
Beautiful.
it fits perfectly. You can see here we have the veggies up here and the meat down here. You can mix it up. You don't have to. We're just going to do this. And then you can also use, at this point, if you want to season it, just pour your seasonings right on top of it. If you want to use salt, at least use salt. If
We
nothing
definitely
else.
recommend the Himalayan pink salt because it's higher in mineral content and it's beautiful.
And it's beautiful.
The one thing with it, it's not as salty as other salts, so make sure you taste it.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to add any to this because our stock is salty enough, and we're just going to use 100% stock in here, and we're going to fill it up with stock. We're going to basically tamp this down a little bit, then fill it up with stock so that it's completely submerged. We're going to leave a nice little lip here so we have some air. All right.
So things don't explode.
Exactly.
Back to exploding.
We don't want things to explode.
No, we don't.
Yes.
Hold it for you.
And then when we're ready to cook this bad boy, we're just going to add this with our cream of whatever soup mix.
Ooh,
And
how lovely.
call that a meal. Do you see little bubbles coming up? I'm going to take the end of this little spoon handle, and we're just going to make sure that there's no air bubbles, all right? So we're just going to like press this all the way down, because if there's any air bubbles like in between the meat, especially that transition of the meat and veggies, the whole dang thing is going to spoil, and you don't want that. No. That is what you don't want.
That'd be depressing.
That would be very bad.
You wait 5 months, then you get it, and you're like, ugh.
Yep. So we're just gonna poke it.
Gonna poke it.
Yeah. Vlad the poker.
It's okay. Okay.
Okay. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to take some vinegar on a little tissue, and we are going to wipe off the rim and get that ready for the canner. Now, again, if you guys don't know, if you're new, you can reuse these. You cannot reuse these in the way of canning. You can always reuse them to like contain your leftovers, but they're never going to reseal once they've been used and sealed. Okay, just so you guys know. Not a lot of people know that. It's okay. These are super cheap. You buy them in bulk. Just
Well, again, so you don't ruin everything.
exactly. So we're going to go ahead and put these things together and drop them in our water, and we'll see you right back in 1 second. Okay, now as you can see, we have all of our jars completely submerged and about an inch or so of water on top. You're going to bring this to a complete boil, and once that boils, you'll start your timer for 3 hours. Definitely wait until it starts to boil. You don't want this to lose any heat. So, we'll see you back in 3 hours. And this is our complete meal in one jar, meal prepped for 5 months ahead. Now you can unscrew this ring cap and save that for later. And as you can see here, the seal is fully sealed. In fact, I can lift it by the seal. You're going to want to test this before you store it in your pantry. All right, y'all. So that's how you do water bathing or cold packing meat. Tell your mom and him.